गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजना यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजना यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी वरचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदना व्रज जन रंजना 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 यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे हरे जय प्रभु पदा जय प्रभु पदा प्रभु पदा जय प्रभु पदा प्रभु पदा जय प्रभु पदा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Sri Radha Madhav ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Padit Pawan Guru Maharaj ki, Sai Gaur Premanande. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye Nasta Prayesu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namo Pankaja Nabhaya Namo Pankaja Maline Namo Pankaja Netraya Namaste Pankaja Angriye Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangulangayate Girim Yatkrupa Tamaham Vande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Iswaram. Hare Krishna, we welcome you all to this morning Sunday Love Feast program. We thank all of you for participating in this wonderful program. And I thank His Grace Venudari Prabhu for giving me this wonderful opportunity. But I don't have any qualification. So, but on the order of Guru, our Siksha Guru, I just take this opportunity and I beg your prayers so that I can deliver some speech on this wonderful literature, Srimad Bhagavatam. Requesting your prayers. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So, today's sloka is from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 15th chapter, 6th verse. So, I'll repeat once again. Today's sloka is from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 15th chapter, 6th verse. So, there is Telugu translation is going on by Pradeep Prabhu. So, whoever wanted Telugu translation, please go to Pradeep. Yashakshana viyogena loko hi apriyadarshana uktena rahito hi yasa mrutakaha prochate yatha Yasya kshana viyogena. Yasya kshana viyogena. Loko hi apriyadarshana. Loko hi apriyadarshana. Uktena rahito hi yasa. Uktena rahito hi yasa. Mrutakaha prochyate yata. Mrutakaha prochyate yata. Prabhuji. Yasya kshana viyogena. Loko hi apriyadarshana. Uktena rahito hi yasa. Mrutaka prochyate yata. Yasya kshana viyogena. Loko hi apriyadarshana. Uktena rahito hi yasa. Mrutakaha prochyate yata. Prochyate yata. Yogena. Loko hi apriyadarshana. Yasya kshana viyogena. Loko apriyadarshana. Uktena rahito hi yasa. Mrutakaha prochyate. Matajis. Yasya kshana. Loko
Yasakshana viyogena priyakshanaha kedaratiko hesha kochate yada Yasakshana viyogena
Hare Krishna. So, word to word translation. Yasya, whose, kshana, a moment, viyogena, by separation, lokaha, all the universes, he, certainly, apriyadarshanaha, everything appears unfavorable, uktena, by life, rahitaha, being devoid of, he, certainly, yeshaha, all these bodies, mrutakaha, dead bodies, prochyate, are designated, yata, as it were. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. I have just lost him, whose separation for a moment would render all the universes unfavorable and void, like bodies without life. Purport. Factually, for a living being, there is no one dearer than the Lord. The Lord expands himself by innumerable parts and parcels as Swamsha and Vibhinamsha. Paramatma is the Swamsha part of the Lord, whereas the Vibhinamsha parts are the living beings. As a living being is the important factor in the material body, for without the living being, the material body has no value. Similarly, without Paramatma, the living being has no status quo. Similarly, Brahman or Paramatma has no locus standi without the Supreme Lord Krishna. This is thoroughly explained in the Bhagavad Gita. They are all interlinked with one another, are interdependent factors. Thus, in the ultimate issue, the Lord is the summum bonum, and therefore the vital principle of everything. Om Agnana Timirandasya Gnananjana Salakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Krupa Sindhubhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So we once again welcome you all to this Sunday Love Fish program. So we are discussing this chapter. Can anybody tell what is the chapter name? Pandavas. The Pandavas retired timely. So some one month back itself. So we had Jagat Sakshi Prabhu with us. So Prabhu was explaining this retirement topic. I think you all remember it. So we have to retire timely, right? So further, Prabhu has explained so many examples. Can anybody remember any of the examples who has retired timely? Even demigods also will retire. Even Supreme Lord also retired. So Anjaneya, yes, Hanuman retired and he handed over this responsibilities to Bhimasena. Yes, next. Brahma. So Jambavan, yes, wonderful. Jambavan retired and handed over responsibility to Hanuman. And Lord Parashurama, he also retired and handed over responsibility to Lord Sri Rama, right? So it is said in scriptures, Panchashunam Vanam Vraja. So once you attain the age of 50, you have to retire and go to Vanam Vraja. Vanam Vraja means we have to go to Vrindavan, Vrajabhumi. Vanam means Vrindavanam. That means we have to engage our mind and senses in the service of the Supreme Lord under the guidance of spiritual master. Understood? So in the history, there are so many retirements, right? So if you take Srimad Bhagavatam, so there are so many such cases of retirements. See, when so you all know that there is one religion that is Jainism. So the beginner of that religion is Lord Rishabhadeva. Actually, it started from Lord Rishabhadeva. Once Lord Rishabhadeva retired, he handed over this responsibility to whom he handed over this responsibility. He has 100 sons. Who is the elder son? Who is his elder son? Because of him, we got the name for our India. What is it? Bharat Maharaj, right? Bharat Maharaj. And see, we have Swayambhu Manu. So if you go to 4th canto, so there is a narration of retirement of Swayambhu Manu. As soon as Swayambhu Manu retires, he handed over the responsibility to. So Swayambhu Manu has two male children and 3 girl children. So elder one is Priyavrata and younger one is Uttanapada. So to whom he hand over the responsibility? Uttanapada. And as soon as Uttanapada retired, he has given the responsibility to Dhruva Maharaj. Right? So, so even if you see like Ramayana, so once Dasaratha he wanted to retire, he handed over the responsibility to Lord Ramchandra. So in the same way, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, when Pandavas retired timely, so especially Yudhishthira Maharaj, when he wanted to retire, so he given the responsibility of the kingdom to whom? So the king of Srimad Bhagavatam, the hero of Srimad Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaj, right? And as soon as Krishna retires, so he has given the responsibility of enthroning his grandson Vrajanaba to Dwaraka. So under the guidance of Arjuna, so Vrajanaba was elected as king of Dwaraka. Okay, so in the same way, we also should retire from our active material life once we'll get the age of 50. So when the age get passed, we should be ready to hand over our active material life, and we have to begin our active spiritual life, right? So this is just a topic, and Pandavas retires timely. But this total lesson was the feeling of separation. It's a wonderful topic. So, but as far as my realizations is concerned, so I would like to explain my experiences regarding this topic. So, just we are coming from the lesson that the Dhritarashtra quits home, right? So this is the 13th lesson, and the 14th lesson is disappearance of Lord Sri Krishna from this earthly planet. So after that, the Pandavas retired timely. So Narada Muni in the 13th chapter, so he was giving a hint to Yudhishthira Maharaj, stating that so Lord Krishna, he has accomplished his activities on this earth. So he is awaiting for the rest. This is the foretold by Narada Muni. Once the statement was given by Narada Muni, Yudhishthira Maharaj understood that so Krishna is going to leave this world. But as Narada Muni hinted, he understood that in the near future, so Lord Krishna is going to leave this world. So we know that so after Kurukshetra war, Krishna he wanted to depart to Dwaraka, right? So at that time, so Yudhishthira Maharaj, he was in separation with Krishna, right? Not only Yudhishthira Maharaj, all the Pandavas, including Kunti Maharaj. When Krishna wanted to start to Dwaraka, so being unable to bear the separation, Pandavas and Kunti Maharani, they did a wonderful prayers. So which came out of the pain of separation. So those prayers are famously called as prayers of Mother Kunti, right? So we should all like meditate on those prayers. So those are the prayers of separation, because they don't want to separate from Supreme Lord Krishna. But so it is unavoidable. So that is why, so out of love, these prayers have come from the heart of Mother Kunti and all the Pandavas. Okay, so as soon as Krishna is departed to Dwaraka, so after 1 or 2 months, so Yudhishthira Maharaj, so he thought to find the activities. What are the activities of Lord Krishna in the Dwaraka? So, and he had in his heart that, so Narada Muni had hinted me that Krishna is going to depart from this earthly planet. That is why he wanted to know. So, what happens to Lord? What happens to his activities? What happens to Dwaraka Vasis? So, for that reason, he sent Arjuna to Dwaraka, right? So, and after sending him, so he was waiting for Arjuna. 1 month passed, 2 months passed, 3 months passed, almost 7 months passed. Arjuna not yet returned, right? So during that time, so uh, as soon as Krishna departed from this world, Dwapara Yuga ends. As soon as Dwapara Yuga ends, from the day Krishna ends his pastime from this world, then the great disastrous person has entered in this world. Who is that person? Kali, right? So as soon as Kali entered in this world, so the great devotees of the Lord, Pandavas, they could feel the personified of Kali. Kali personified by the various abominable futures that were visible to Yudhishthir Maharaj. See, when anything goes wrong or anything unavoidable or abominable things are coming, a pure devotee can feel it. A pure devotee can uh, understand that so such and such bad thing is going to happen. So Yudhishthir Maharaj, so as soon as he sends Arjuna, so once Lord Krishna departed from this world, so he foresaw or he understood that so various abominable things are going on. So his left side, left hand, left thigh, left leg, they are quivering, they are shaking. So generally, when this is called Shekunas, Super Sekunas, Upper Sekunas. When Super Sekunas are there, our right eyes, right leg, right thighs, and everything will quiver. When there is Upper Shekunas, our left things will be shaken. So by this, and we know that there are so many symbols of abominable things are bad signals. So by like sound of wolves, sound of dogs, so and crows sound, and so we can consider that something is bad is going to happen. So like that, as soon as Krishna is deported, as soon as Kali entered, there are so many apasekunas which are clearly seen by Yudhishthir Maharaj. And he was explaining the same thing to Bhimasena. So that your dear brother Arjuna went to Dwaraka and 7 months have passed. Still, Arjuna has not yet come. And see, as hinted by Narada Muni, so this uh, Lord Krishna might have been departed from this world. That is why we could see all abominable things or all apashiknas are clearly visible. So all all low animals, they are making abominable sounds, and all the great animals like cow is not giving milk to calves, and calves are not drinking the milk of cow. So generally, when calf comes, cow is very happy to give milk, but because of entrance of Kali, so even cow also is not ready to give milk to calf, and calf also not interested to take the milk. Like that, there are so many Abhisheknas is given in the 14th chapter. But Vedadhari Prabhu, so this is if we hear those classes, our devotees will get disappointed. So that is why we don't want to discuss that chapter, and we'll go forward where we can release the separation, the love of separation of Lord Sri Krishna felt by Arjuna. So it is a wonderful topic to discuss. That is why Prabhu has skipped that chapter. So now we are going to this chapter, the Pandavas retires timely. So in this, so as soon as 7 months is over, when he was discussing the same thing, Yudhishthira Maharaj was discussing with Bhimasena. At that time, Arjuna entered Hastinapura. So as soon as he comes, Yudhishthira Maharaj, he saw at Arjuna. So he was feeling differently. So whenever Yudhishthira sees Arjuna, he will remember his power, his valor, and his cheerfulness. He is very happy to see Arjuna whenever, because he is Dhananjaya, he is Partha, he is Vijaya, because he is a symbol of victory. So whenever Yudhishthira sees Arjuna, he will become very happy, because he always come with victorious achievements, right? So we had seen his victories even in Kurukshetra war. Before that, in Virata kingdom also, he won over the Kauravas. Even he had a victory over Lord Shiva. He had a victory over even Indralokavasis. So there are so many achievements of Arjuna. So whenever Arjuna comes, in his face, actually Yudhishthira Maharaj sees his wonderful, cheerful face. But as soon as this time, after 7 months, Arjuna came back to Hastinapura, so he was not able to see that type of face from Arjuna. So and Arjuna, as soon as he came back, so he put his head down, and tears are rolling down from his eyes to the cheeks. So and he never saw Arjuna with that type of face. So as soon as he came back, so he was asking so many questions regarding Dwaraka Vasis, and especially his heart, Krishna. So what happens to all of these people? So Arjuna was very morose because he lost his greatest and intimate friend, Krishna. And moreover, the questions posed by Yudhishthira Maharaj, he made still more cry. That is why continuously, so there are tears in the eyes of Arjuna. So after hearing patiently the questions of Yudhishthira Maharaj, so then Arjuna started speaking. So in the last verse, so Arjuna was saying, "O King, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, who treated me exactly like an intimate friend, has left me alone. Thus my astounding power, which astonished even the demigods, is no longer with me." So Arjuna began his separation, his love of separation. So from Lord Sri Krishna, and he is saying again, "I have just lost him, whose separation for a moment would render all the universes unfavorable and void, like bodies without life." So, and this chapter is very wonderful. So, if you go through these chapters, what and all Lord Krishna favored these Pandavas, how they have got such a wonderful kingdom, such a grateful glory, and so they all become respectable. They have got all the achievements. So because of the mercy of the Supreme Lord. So these things and all is keep on remembering while he was explaining, while he was narrating to Yudhishthira Maharaj. Okay, so better time permits, go through this translation and even purpose. So Srila Prabhupada wonderfully wrote purpose to these translations. So it is wonderful to remember all those things. So our topic is now, there are actually in Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. So we have actually two terms. One is Sambhoga and another one is Vipralamba or Vyoga. So our philosophy is, so actually the meaning of Sambhoga is the love aroused when partners come together, say like husband and wife, or intimate friends, or intimate brothers. When they come together, it is called Sambhoga, and the love aroused, when the love aroused between those partners, so such love is called as Sambhoga. And if this if these intimate friends or intimate partners or intimate husband and wife, they got separated, so then also love will arise. Is it not? Right? So then such separation or such love is called pain of separation. That is called Vipralamba. Vipralamba or Viyoga. So, so in the history, there are so many such instances where this love of separation was so clearly explained. So in Bhagavatam, this sort of love of separation was explained. So, so even if you see like the same sloka was explained by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to all of us. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu departed from this world, he left how many verses? 8 verses. When Lord Sri Krishna disappeared from this world, how many verses he left with us? 700 verses. That is Bhagavad Gita. So the same, so when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left this world, he left 8 verses. It is famously called as Sri Chaitanya Sikshastakam. So if you go through that Sikshastakam, first 4 prayers, it is like sadhakas. It is for sadhakas. So Cheto Darpana Marchanam. So from that to Nadanam Najanam Nasundari. So it will come up to 4th shloka. So it is for sadhakas. And the devotees who have surpassed that sadhaka stage, for them, and not up to the highest level. So there is one middle level that is called Ainanda Sanuja Kinkaram Patitam Ma Vishame Bhavamudo Krupaya Tava Pada Pankaja Sutaduli Sadrisam Vichintya. So after that, so from 6th sloka onwards, this Vipralamba will come. So that is called Nayanam Galadasridharaya Vadanam Gatkavarudaya Gira Pulakai Nichitam Vapukada Tavanama Grahane Bhavishyati Yugaitam Nimeshena Chakshusham Pravashaitam Sunyaitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virahe Nami. So here, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, Govinda Virahe Nami. Here Arjuna is saying, Yasakshana Viyogena, Virahena Viyogena. Right? So as Arjuna was feeling the separation from Lord Sri Krishna, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also feeling the separation of Lord Sri Krishna. Does really Chaitanya Mahaprabhu feeling the separation, or he wanted us to feel the same separation? He wanted to feel the same separation. But unfortunately, so we don't have the taste for holiness. We don't have the taste for spiritual, Hare Krishna, spiritual activities. But because the mercy of the senior Vaishnavas, our Siksha Master Gurus, so whenever we lost the taste, they wanted to pour the taste. So by engaging us in our spiritual activities, in that way, we will be at least continuously in touch with our spiritual activities. Okay. So as it is said that Sunyaitam Jagat Sarvam. Sunyaitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virahe Namai. What is the meaning of Sunya? Zero, na? So when it will be zero, say suppose you have a zero, and if you add one more zero to beside that zero, what is the value? And if you add one more zero beside that zero, that is also zero. So if you add 1000 zeros, then it is also Sunyam, right? But if you add one in front of all these zeros, so that value will increase like anything. So in the same way, in our life, if Krishna is divine, so what is our value? Sunyam, right? So unless until there is Krishna in our life, so whatever we do, that is actually Sunyam. When Krishna enters into our life, everything will become auspicious and everything will become wonderful and everything will become its uh, valuable things towards it. So that is why, so we should add Krishna into our life. So generally there are so many advertisements. Add colors to your life. So which advertisement it is? So it is a famous movie I checked. Actually, it's on Nagarjuna. So some regarding lipstick it was. Add colors to your life. So, but once if you add a color, maybe sometimes it will be happy. But when you add Krishna into your life, every day, kshana, there will be happiness. So that is why we have to add Krishna into our life. This is called uh, pain of separation. What Arjuna was feeling. Yes. So generally devotees feel the separation of the Lord. So the famous separation in the Bhagavatam was wonderfully narrated in the 10th canto. Can anybody guess that the famous separation, what devotees felt from Lord Krishna? Yes, wonderful. So that separation is called the separation of gopis, who are the greatest devotees of the Lord, as confirmed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Krishna, actually, these gopis are always wanted the association of the Lord. So they don't want even a fraction of millisecond separation from the Supreme Lord. So that is why actually they wanted 24/7 the association of the Supreme Lord. So for that reason, Lord has performed a wonderful Leela so that 24/7 they can have the association of the Supreme Lord. What is that Leela is called? Giri Govardhan Leela, right? So in Giri Govardhan Leela, so because gopis are feeling the pain of separation when Lord Krishna going to Vrindavan. So when Lord Krishna is going to forest to take the to take the cows and feed them. So during that time, so probably from 8 o'clock to evening 5 o'clock, Krishna is going to take all the cows to Vraja or Vrindavan. At that time, so all the gopis they used to feel the separation from Krishna. So and so their union actually used to happen when all of the citizens, when they are going to sleep, at that time, so gopis and Lord Sri Krishna's union is going to happen. So when so this is famously called as Rasa Leela. So this is the highest love of expression by the Supreme Lord with his intimate devotees. That is gopis. So when Krishna performed Rasa Leela, so all the gopis were with Krishna. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, in other literatures written by Goswamis, so there was explanation that there are millions and millions of gopis were there in Vrindavan. So and they all used to attend uh, forest, attend the place where Lord Krishna used to stay in the forest by hearing his wonderful flute voice. So that is the call for all the gopis to have his association. So when all the gopis have the association of Lord Krishna, see if there are 10 lakh of people, how one person can unite with the 10 lakh people? It is impossible, right? But for Krishna, it is possible. So we we could practically see that from Srimad Bhagavatam. How many wives were there for Krishna? 16,108 wives. So does Krishna is always with Rukmini? Does Krishna always with Satyabhama? Does Krishna is always with Jambavati? No, he was always with all the Maharanis in the Dwaraka. So that means if there are 16,108 wives, so Krishna will expand himself with the 16,108 forms, and he was there with all of them. In the same way, there are millions and millions of gopis in the Rasa Leela, and Krishna also expanded himself as millions and millions of Krishna forms. And all the gopis were feeling actually in Rasa Leela, between every two gopis, Krishna was there. So what they were feeling, Krishna is with me. Every gopi was feeling that Krishna is with me. So as soon as Supreme Lord is with us, and Supreme Lord is talking with us, Supreme Lord is dancing with us, how we feel? We'll feel happy and we'll feel proud of ourselves, right? As soon as we'll become proud, as soon as we'll become proud, Krishna will disappear. In the same way, so gopis also, as soon as they become proud, so Krishna used to disappear. So as soon as Krishna is disappeared, again they'll in distress. Out of distress, they had wonderful songs of separation. So I just sing two of those separation song, two of those slokas of separation. Jayati Tedikam Janmana Vraja Srayata Indira Saswadatrahi Dayata Drushyata Dikshutavaka Vaidruta Savas Tvam Vichinvate Tavakatamrutam Tapta Jivanam Kavibiriditam Kalmasapaham Sravanamangalam Srimadachatam Bhuvi Grunanti Ye Burida Jana Jayati Tedikam Janmana Vraja Srayata Indira Saswadatrahi. So these are actually, there are 19 verses in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 31st chapter, from 1st verse to 19th verse. So this chapter is called Songs of Separation of Gopis. Okay, na? So these are wonderful prayers. Actually, everybody should by heart it, and if time permits, everybody should do these prayers in front of Lord Krishna. So then Krishna will feel the same separation from us also. What actually Gopi were feeling, even Gopis, when Gopis were feeling the separation, it is not that Krishna is also not feeling that separation. Krishna is also feeling the separation. Further, the example was when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there in Gambhira, which is there in Puri, so he used to feel the separation from Gopis. So because they are like intimate lovers, so such separation is there. So if you see the translation of these verses, just so 5 to 6 verses, I just read those verses, just try to understand it. The Gopis said, O beloved, your birth in the land of Vraja has made it exceedingly glorious. And thus Indira, the goddess of fortune, always resides here. It is only for your sake that we, your devoted servants, maintain our lives. We have been searching everywhere for you, so please show yourself to us. As soon as Krishna is separated from them, so then this pain of separation has arrived in the hearts of gopis. Out of this pain of separation, these songs of separation has come from. come from their hearts. So that's why gopis are telling, it is only for your sake that we, your devoted servants, maintain our lives. So all the gopis, just they are living because they wanted to have the association of the Krishna. If Krishna is not there, they don't want it to have their lives. Okay? O Lord of love, in beauty, your glance excels the whole of finest, most perfectly formed lotus within the autumn pond. O bestower of benedictions, you are killing the maid servants who have given themselves to you freely without any price. Isn't this murder? So you are killing the maid servants who have given themselves to you freely. So Gopis are they're directly they're blaming Krishna that we have given our total life for you. So you see, generally in this age also, if woman goes out, she should come back to home by night, at least by evening or at least by night. So these gopis, so they are going out of their home at dead of the night, right? So actually it is a death to a woman. So when they left the home at the dead of the night, so they all the family members, they will consider that they are almost dead. So why they are leaving the homes at the dead of the night? To have the union of, to have the association of the Lord Sri Krishna. That is why they are telling. So we have given everything for you. We have given our lives for you. But what you are doing, you are killing us. You are murdering us like that. Gopis are telling. How Krishna is killing them? How Krishna is killing them? By disappearing from the arena. So that is why gopis are feeling such a strong feeling of separation. Oh, greatest of personalities, you have repeatedly saved us from all kinds of danger. See here, all the gopis, they are feeling the wonderful activities of Lord Krishna performed when he was there in Vrindavan. Right? So the same thing will come with Arjuna also in this particular chapter, 15th chapter. So Arjuna also was also feeling the same wonderful activities what Lord Krishna performed when he had an intimate association with Pandavas. So here gopis are feeling those activities what Krishna was performed when he was in Vrindavan. You have repeatedly saved us from all kinds of danger. So Krishna saved all of them from poisoned water. How poisoned water has come? Because of which creature total Yamuna was poisoned? Because of Kalya. Then how Krishna saved them? By Kalya Mardana Lila, right? And from the terrible man-eater Aghasura. Okay? And from the great rains. What are those great rains? How they came? Because of the curse of Indra. So that is why he did Giri Govardhan Leela. And from the wind demon, that is Tridavan. And from the fairy thunderbolt of Indra, that is like Govardhan Leela. And from the bull demon, Arishtasura. And from the son of Mayadanava. What is it? From the son of Mayadanava. So there are some leelas what like Krishna has performed. So from all these dangers, Krishna has protected all the Vrajavasis. And you are not actually the son of the Gopi Yasoda, oh friend, but rather the indwelling witness in the hearts of all embodied soul. Because Lord Brahma prayed for you to come and protect the universe, you have now appeared in the Satvata dynasty. So all the gopis, what they are claiming, they are saying that you are not only the son of the Gopi Yasoda, but you are really great friend of all the living entities. How you have become a wonderful friend or great friend? By residing in the hearts of all the living entities. How he is residing in all the individuals? As Paramatma. He is the best friend. Suhridam Sarvabhutanam. Krishna is the greatest friend of all the living entities. Suhrudam Sarvabhutanam. So, and O best of the Vishnus, your lotus-like hand, which holds the hand of the goddess of fortune, grants fearlessness to those who approach your lotus feet. Out of fear of material existence, O lover, please place that wish-fulfilling lotus hand on our heads. So, because of Krishna's lotus feet and because of Krishna's lotus hands, so we are all getting protection. You know one thing? So, all the Dwaraka Vasis, so how they are getting protection? Because Lord embraces the total Dwaraka with his arms. So, specifically, Dwaraka city is protected by the Supreme Lord by his two arms. So, in that way, total Dwaraka was protected. So, by the special favor of the Lord. And so, the nectar of your words and the descriptions of your activities are the life and soul of those suffering in this material world. So, whoever suffering in this material world, so this world is Dukkhalayam Asashvatam. So, we cannot guarantee that all the people for all the time they are happy. So we can never guarantee. Even the president of America, even Lord Brahma also, we can never expect that always they are happy. So, but whoever always thinks of the glorious activities of the Supreme Lord, so they will be always happy even in topmost distress conditions. These narrations transmitted by learned sages eradicate one's sinful reactions and bestow good fortune upon whoever hears them. That is why this Sunday Feast Bhagavatam class was arranged by Srila Prabhupada. So it is continuing since 50 years. So actually, this is the real medicine for the greatest disease in this material world. What is the disease? Bhavaroga. So that is why Srimad Bhagavatam narrations are called Bhava Aushadhi. We are suffering with Bhavaroga. So for that, what is the medicine? Bhava Aushadhi. What is that Bhava Aushadhi? Srimad Bhagavatam. So how we can take that Srimad Bhagavatam as medicine? By regularly hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Nityam Bhagavatam Sevayaha. Okay, these narrations are broadcast all over the world and are filled with spiritual power. Certainly, those who spread the message of Godhead are most beneficent. So, who are telling this thing? Gopis. So, the greatest devotees of the Lord, these Gopis are telling. So, you please preach the glories of the Supreme Lord. That means they're indirectly telling, go and preach as per the instruction of the Srila Prabhupada, everyone should become a preacher. So all of you should become preachers. So then, so the goal of this movement will become accomplished. So that is why everybody should continuously, every day, they have to read Srimad Bhagavatam, they have to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, and they have to narrate Srimad Bhagavatam. So by doing so, so we'll come out of the this material distress. So we'll come out of this Bhava Sagara. We are suffering with this Bhava Roga in this Bhava Sagara. So if you take this Bhava Aushadhi, so we'll come out of this Bhava Roga or Bhava Sagara. Okay. So not only gopis, so there are so many instances where in the Puranas and even Itihasas, so this type of separations were there in between Supreme Lord and his wonderful devotees, and even great love of separation was given in so many Puranas. So the best epic where the love of separation was given is Ramayana. So are there any instance of separation, love of separation in Ramayana? Is there? What is that? Right. Dasratha Maharaja, when, so actually when Vishwamitra Muni came for Lord Rama for performing their yajna, that is called Kausika yajna. At that time, Dasharatha, he wanted to come along with his army, but he don't want to send Lord Ramchandra, because once he cannot stay even 1 minute separation from Lord Ramchandra. So, but forcibly or at the instruction of Vasishtha Muni, so Dasharatha will agree that. So after that, once Lord Rama, he heard the news that Lord Rama has to go to forest. The moment he heard that, he lost his life, right? So once Nanda Maharaja was explained to Vasudeva, I think. So Dasharatha Maharaj, when he heard the news itself that Lord Rama is departing to forest, he lost his life. But I am a hard-hearted father. Even Krishna, why? Because Krishna was there 10 years in Vrindavan. Once Krishna went to Madura, Krishna has promised that I'll come back. But he didn't tell that when he come back. So Nanda Maharaja, so he was explaining to us there somebody, so that Dasharatha Maharaj, as soon as he heard the news of Rama going to forest, out of separation, out of thinking of that separation, he died. But I am such a hard-hearted father. Krishna went to Madura, he never returned back, but I am still alive. I am not like Dasharatha. He was a great father. I am not such a great father. Actually, Nanda Maharaj is also a great father. So he was feeling that thing. But why Nanda Maharaja and Yasoda were still alive? Because Krishna promised that he will come back. When Krishna come back, if we are not here, then Krishna will become morose. For that reason only, we are living. That's the only reason we are living. Right? In the same way, all the gopis are also just they are living because so Krishna promised that he will come. And are there any instances in Ramayana? This love of separation, one person has told Bharata, Pradeep Prabhu has told Bharata Maharaj. Because, very good. So not Sabari is waiting for him. But Bharata Maharaj, so Bharata, the younger brother of Lord Ramchandra, so he promised that within 14 years, I'll return back. So if I will not come back, so I'll come back like that, Ramchandra will say. So 14 years over, so Lord Ramchandra is not come back. So what Bharata decided? He wanted to Atmahuti, right? Because he never wanted to separate from his brother. So that is why he was not bearing that separation. That is why he was ready to do Atmahuti. Are any other instances? Mother Sita. So Mother Sita was separated how many years from Lord Ramchandra? 1 year. But 1 year it was like 1 millennium for Sita Devi only. Even Lord Ramchandra also felt that separation. Even Sugriva was also feeling separation from his wife. So, and any other instances? Urmila was feeling the such separation. Even Lakshmana was also feeling that separation. And any other instances in other scriptures? Yes, in Srimad Bhagavatam. So the feeling of separation came in Kunti prayers in the 8th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. That love of separation was given in the form of prayers. That is famously called the prayers of Kunti. Okay. So and last class, Vedadhar Prabhu was telling so about Srinivasa Acharya. He was also feeling the love of separation. So that is why so he was feeling great separation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So because of that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears in his dream. So after that, he wanted to go to Gadadhar Pandit. By the time he goes, even Gadadhar Pandit was also disappeared. So like that, Prabhu was narrated. So this is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And if you see, our total philosophy is about love of separation. So that is called Vipralamba Prema. So we daily sings in front of the Lord after Darshanarati. So what is that song? Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo More Toma Bina Ke Dayalu Jagat Samsare Toma Bina Ke Dayalu Jagat Samsare. So it will be like Sunyam. And so in the total prayer, so Narottama Dasa Thakura was feeling the separation of whom? Ramachandra Sangamage Narottama Dasa. Narottama Dasa was feeling separation from Ramachandra. Understood? So Ramachandra is an intimate friend of Narottama Das Thakur, but he wanted again and again his association. For that reason, so he was begging all the Guru Parampara. So if you see this song, it was mentioned from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Advaita Charya, Nityananda Prabhu, Gadadhar Pandit, Srivas Thakur, and all the 6 Goswamis. After that, next Parampara Acharya, Srinivas Acharya, Daya Karo Sriya Acharya, Prabhu Srinivasa, Ramachandra Sangamage, Narottama Dasa. Have you heard this? Huh? They are not feeling the separation. We all should feel that such a separation in our devotional service. We have such wonderful association because the arrangement of Lord and because of continuous efforts of Venadari Prabhu. So we have this wonderful gift from Supreme Lord. So this Medahalli Center, and we have wonderful devotees here. So they're all giving their hearts. So we have such association here. So we also should feel such separation. We should ever feel that when this Sunday program will come and we'll have the association of all the devotees, when we'll have gathering so that we can discuss about Supreme Lord and great devotional service, great devotional activities. So this should be our mood. And this 1 week, so before Sunday comes, we should have this love of separation. So if we have such feelings, so we are gradually growing in our devotional activities. And the last, so how we can get out from this pain of separation, pain of love of separation, how we can come back, so how we can come to normal stage. So that is explained by Srila Prabhupada. So how Srila Prabhupada had come out of the feeling of separation from. So does Srila Prabhupada was feeling this love of separation from anybody? So Srila Prabhupada actually had love of separation, the pain of love of separation from his spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So, but what Srila Prabhupada used to say, recently in one of the status I heard that Srila Prabhupada was telling that I was never separated from my spiritual master because he always with me in the form of his instructions. Okay, na? So that is why I was never separated from my spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. In the same way, when we miss the association of our intimately close devotees, or intimately close Siksha master, so we should feel his instruction. We should all feel his instructions, so that we'll never separate from him. We will never separate from him. Moreover, so he always with us, guiding us internally, even in the mind also. Guru, Siksha master, all the devotees will guide us. And one more, last but not least, a better example. So His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj ki jai. So Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj. So actually he claims himself as wounded soldier in this movement, in this war against Maya. But he was telling, so all the Vaishnavas are all senior Vaishnavas tell. So why our Guru Maharaj is still alive means he had his instructions to be fulfilled, which was given by Srila Prabhupada. So even Srila Prabhupada left from this world 50 years back, but still Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, he always remembers his instruction. He has listed those instructions in his books. So one by one, Guru Maharaj is fulfilling all his instructions. So one of the greatest instruction given to Guru Maharaj was, you should initiate 50,000 disciples. It is done by Guru Maharaj or not? Done by so Guru Maharaj recently 1 year back, he has fulfilled 50,000 initiation. Not only that, still also he is giving so many initiations. So in the same way, there is one more everlasting, cherishable instruction given to Guru Maharaj. What is that? Building up Adbhuta Mandir, Mayapur temple. So because Guru Maharaj actually wanted to accomplish the temple, for that reason only he was live. But all the devotees of Mayapur and all the devotees of the world knows that Guru Maharaj was living only to accomplish this ultimate instruction. But as soon as this temple construction is finished, so we will miss the Vaishnava, this great Vaishnava. That is why they are prolonging it. Actually, this Mayapur temple, Adbhut temple, should finish in 2018. Right? So, but every year they are getting postponed. The only reason is that so we never should separate from Guru Maharaj. So Guru Maharaj was feeling the separation of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was feeling the separation of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And we, the disciples, as being the disciples of Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, we also should always remember his instruction. And in that way, we should have also feel such love of separation. In such a way, so we can also increase our love towards Guru and Krishna. Okay? Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Premanande. Hare Krishna, please forgive me if I speak any unrelated things towards this topic. So thank you for patiently listening. So if you have any queries, so I'll try to answer, or else Vedanand Prabhu is there. Bro, I didn't understand the question. Bro, mic is there. Yes, bro. So Prabhu only will answer this question. Compared to me, when that Prabhu will give answer. It is good actually. Prabhu. So take this.
Hare Krishna. In this current age, it is possible to retire at the age of 50. Actually, in this current age, it may be difficult, a little bit, extend a little bit. So, but the idea of retiring actively to material life, so that some portion of the life is completely dedicated to the service of God. So the last portion of our life should be dedicated to the service of God, so that we can remember the Lord, sufficiently dedicate on the Lord. Our subconsciousness is completely filled with the thoughts of the Lord, the holy name of the Lord, and we don't take anything except the Lord. The whole idea is to remember the Lord at the time of death. Antyakale. So for that, some amount of practice is required, and an intense practice is also required. The tagging of your lips. So to ensure that you think of nothing else, no material duties, no responsibilities, so except the service of the Lord, and the service of the Lord and the holy name, fame, and glory of the Lord in our hearts and subconscious. this is the area. So that's the reason one portion of our life should be completely dedicated to it. Correct. So things have been planned accordingly. So how much time is actually left with us? So we have to start planning. We have to start taking up responsibilities. So even to retire, renounce. So some amount of attachment for the Lord should develop. So without developing attachment for the Lord, we cannot decline from our material duties. So this attachment and attraction and absorption for the Lord should develop. So that's the reason this whole practice of Krishna consciousness is to develop an attraction and attachment for God. That absorption should develop. So this is very much important. So now we should practice so that we can
Correct. We have to retire from our material activities and we should be active in our spiritual activities.
start taking up responsibilities. Even now you can start taking up responsibilities. So that we back it up or then we have to take up responsibilities for Guru and Krishna. So maybe all devotees can think of starting different centers, different teaching activities, learn here, get played here, so that you can start a different center in a different location. So start taking up responsibilities. So cultivate devotees, train devotees. So all these different responsibilities should be taken up. So what do you all feel?
Yes, Prabhu.
Should we take up responsibilities or not? Hare Krishna.
Correct. Unless until we take the responsibilities, so we'll never feel this enjoyment, this bliss in devotional service. Once you take the responsibilities, you will feel the real bliss of Krishna consciousness. That is why we are
connected to Guru and Krishna.
and we'll never feel connection.
So that attachment should do. So only when we start taking up responsibilities on behalf of Guru and Krishna, so your detachment naturally happens. So don't think that detachment will happen automatically. So unless we take responsibility for Guru and Krishna, detachment will not happen. Detachment is an automatic process. An attachment for Krishna develops, detachment automatically happens. An attachment for Krishna will happen when we start taking responsibility for Guru. Hare Krishna.
Correct. Thank you. Anybody have any question? Any more questions?
Hare Krishna.
Bhagavatam ki jai.